this is going a little bit under the radar, but tomorrow is actually an epic day of new PlayStation 4 game releases. We've got so many new games coming out tomorrow, and while I wouldn't say any of these are a super big budget title, I think the case can be made with one or two of them. That more so is going to come next week with the release of Days Gone. However, tomorrow is going to bring forth the release of a lot of compelling PlayStation 4 games, and in this video, I want to specifically highlight 6 of them. Yes, there's more than 6 games coming out tomorrow. There's actually somewhere in the ballpark of 12, but we're just gonna highlight 6, and 2 of these games are PlayStation 4 exclusives, so that's something to note as well, and I'll get to those as we move along. But without further ado, let's get right into it because I want to give each game a little bit of shine, and kicking things off, I do want to get started with World War Z. World War Z is of course based on the movie, and it's touted as a heart-pounding 4-player cooperative third-person shooter featuring massive swarms of zombies that recklessly rush their living prey. The game is played across 3 different episodes, each of them are relatively lengthy, and the interesting thing about this game is that there's a lot of elements that vary depending on how you play the game, how well you are doing. So in essence, it's trying to make the game a little bit more replayable, and it's always trying to keep it a little bit varied. Now, this is a game, of course, that really does focus in on the 4-player cooperative play, so if you're going into this game just expecting it to play alone, or you're looking to go online and just play with randoms, I really don't think that's how you're going to get the best experience. This is a game you want to sell a couple of friends on, you all want to pick it up together, and then that's probably how you're going to have the best experience. A lot of people are comparing World War Z to a game like Left 4 Dead, and we need that Left 4 Dead style of experience on the PlayStation 4. Of course, we do have Killing Floor. That game deserves some credit, but the more cooperative experience is the better, as it does seem high-quality cooperative games are a thing of the past, seemingly. I mean, you have some titles here and there, but something that's as fast-paced, as reckless as World War Z, I find that to be rather compelling. And it does focus on fast-paced gameplay. World War Z explores new storylines and characters from around the world, intense, overwhelming, gruesomely exciting missions crafted specifically for new consoles, and it will be on PC as well, unfortunately an Epic Store exclusive over there, but nonetheless, you'll be able to battle swarms of hundreds of zombies in gruesomely spectacular fights. Going to be a relatively chaotic game, and if you want more of an insight on World War Z, we did do an entire video dedicated on it. Look up 10 things you need to know before you buy World War Z the game, and that video should pop up. I went pretty in depth with all of the different classes that are in the game, some of the mechanics, everything like that. But World War Z will be out tomorrow, and best of all, it will be released at a $39.99 price point, which I think is perfect. I do believe if this game was priced at $59.99, it just wouldn't be that big of a success because it is a multiplayer-oriented experience. It doesn't have that core single-player component, and for that reason, from a content standpoint, it does seem a little bit more sparse than your typical $60 outing, but in terms of a replay value standpoint, I think World War Z could be pretty great. And again, we'll see how it turns out as it drops tomorrow. Next up, a PlayStation 4 exclusive that I've been telling you guys to pick up. Keep this one on your radar because it's going so under the radar. There is not a lot of anticipation surrounding it, and that is, of course, Media Molecule's next title. Surprisingly enough, it's hitting early access tomorrow, and that is Dreams. Now, Dreams is following in suit with a lot of other Media Molecule titles that it really follows that play, create, share moniker that Media Molecule has established with games like Little Big Planet. And specifically, they aim to merge the 3 aspects into one experience without separating them. The game will rely heavily on the community, and the game is going to be defined by players instead of the developers. Now, if you don't know what Dreams is, and I've been trying to sell you guys on it, but unfortunately, it just seems like this is going to be a game that I think people are going to have to see it in action to really be sold on it. But essentially, it's a game development tool within a game. Now, it will have a single player component, so it's not just creation, but that single player mode won't be a part of early access. But interestingly enough, that single player mode was created entirely with the Dreams creation tools, so it goes to show that there can be some insane stuff done with this game. I think over the course of the coming weeks, when people really get their hands on it and people delve into what's really possible with it, and as more things are posted on social media, people are going to be incredibly captivated by Dreams. I'm already sold on it based on Media Molecule. I don't know why Media Molecule is not heralded as one of the top studios in gaming, but what they did with Little Big Planet, what they did with Tearaway, they are just a very creative studio, and that's really the imperative word that sticks with Media Molecule, is creative and creativity, because they're always creating something new, compelling, original. I can say superlative after superlative, but Dreams Early Access is definitely going to be a game that you need to play for yourself, and best of all, just like World War Z, it will be coming at a budget price point, but even better, it'll be $29.99, and probably the best thing of all is the fact that if you get into the early access, you will get the full game when it's released. and the full game will probably be a full $59.99, so you're getting the game as a part of this early access program, you're saving 50% off on the final product, and it's a game that's gonna have an incredible amount of longevity, nearly endless, depending on what players really come up with. We'll see how it turns out as it drops tomorrow. Next up, a game that has made quite an impact this year on PC, My Time at Portia is coming to the PlayStation 4 tomorrow. My Time at Portia is a game, again, that's already been released on PC, received incredibly well over there. If you go on over to the Steam page, you'll notice that it has an overwhelmingly positive reception, and whenever a game has an overwhelmingly positive reception, you know it's at least of a certain quality caliber, and My Time at Portia also got really good critic reviews, and now it comes to the PlayStation 4, and what you can compare this game to is Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley, where you'll start a new life in the enchanting town of Portia, restore your pa's neglected workshop to its former glory by fulfilling commissions, growing crops, raising animals, and befriending the quirky inhabitants of a charming post-apocalyptic land. And yes, it's post-apocalyptic, but as you'll notice by the visuals, the game is incredibly charming as well, and I definitely like that more colorful, vibrant post-apocalyptic setting, and My Time at Portia has definitely got that. The game's inspired by the magic of Studio Ghibli. My Time at Portia whisks you away to a world of wonder that you won't forget. How will you spend your time at Portia? Again, it's going to offer a variety of different content, whether it be befriending others, forming relationships, it goes on and on and on, and this is a game you're going to be able to invest a lot of time into. My Time at Portia hits the PlayStation 4 on April 16th. It is priced at $29.99 on Steam, so I imagine it'll be similarly priced on the PlayStation 4. Haven't heard an official confirmation on that, but let's hope that is the case. Next up, here's another PlayStation 4 exclusive, this one being a PlayStation VR title that I'm very excited for, and that is Ghost Giant. Now, the early reviews for this game are coming out, and they are looking incredibly positive, and it's a brand new PSVR puzzle adventure from the studio behind FE and Flipping Ted. Two pretty good games. While I wouldn't say those games are stellar, they're definitely pretty good, and they have quality to them. In Ghost Giant, you are the protector of a lonely little boy, Lewis. Invisible to everyone but him, you explore his world and use your size to help him and the citizens of Sandcourt. Ghost Giant circles around young Lewis. He's living on a sunflower farm together with his mother. When this story starts, he's incredibly lonely. That is until he meets you, the Ghost Giant, a giant friend that only he can see and who might be able to help him out of a tough spot that he's in. You'll be able to peek into the windows, open doors, and find hidden secrets all around town. Sandcourt is full of discoveries for you to make and people for you to meet. Explore the harbor, Lewis's sunflower farm, and the local junkyard to solve puzzles and help Lewis and his neighbors with their tasks, big and small. Again, Ghost Giant, a PS4 exclusive, but it will be a PSVR title, so if you've got PSVR, this is definitely a game to keep an eye on, and I do believe it'll be released at $29.99, so another budget title, definitely a fan of that. Next up, we have another PSVR game, one game that has been released on PC, and that is QuiVr. That'll also be coming tomorrow, and this is an archery-based PSVR title, and another title that's been received incredibly well on PC, currently sitting at a very positive reception on Steam. Not a ton of feedback over there as a VR title. The feedback is going to be a little bit smaller, but what is there is super positive, and QuiVr is the game of choice for both VR veterans and newcomers alike. This is what virtual reality was made for, and just based on it being an archery-based game, yeah, I can definitely see that. The game's features touts best-in-class bow and arrow physics, researched with and modeled after real-life counterparts, new maps each week generated from handcrafted map tiles, drop-in, drop-out multiplayer, global weekly leaderboards, fluid difficulty system to provide challenge for all skill levels, customizable armor, personal and competitive target practice, unique expressive cast of enemies, a spectator mode with a cinematic camera, and so much more. QuiVr is coming to PSVR, and it'll be out tomorrow. I do believe this is priced at $20, so that's a great buy for a PSVR title. And lastly, this is a game that's going really under the radar, another game that was released on PC that I wanted to highlight, and that was Path to the Mnemosyne. That'll be dropping tomorrow, and this is another game that had a strong reception on Steam, now coming to PS4. It has you immerse yourself into a world of a hypnotic adventure created with an infinite zoom. Walk the path, explore your mind, and recover all lost memories by solving dozens of imaginative puzzles. The game tells a mysterious story, a minimalist script, and disturbing sounds and graphics that'll make Path to the Mnemosyne a bizarre and memorable gameplay experience for any player. The game's features tout overwhelming graphic style, atmosphere that plays with your senses, dozens of puzzles to solve, simple controls but challenging challenges, and an open narrative for you to really interpret. A game with a dark and drab art style gives me a little bit of vibes of Limbo. Definitely its own original game. I don't know if it's gonna resonate at a mainstream level even when it's released on the PS4, but nonetheless, at the very least, a game to keep on your wish list and maybe pick up down the line. So that's gonna conclude this video. Again, all of these games are out tomorrow, and on top of these games, there are a ton of other games dropping tomorrow as well. So tomorrow is a packed day for new PlayStation 4 game releases. You don't have that one huge game that I think would round out this list really well, but World War Z looks to be a very good multiplayer game. Dreams Early Access, I think, while there isn't a ton of anticipation right now, as we see more and more people creating content and you see that being shared on social media, I do think there's going to be a surge of excitement surrounding the game, and do remember there are limited spots available for that game. So if you're interested, make sure you get on ASAP on April 16th. My time at Portia is guaranteed to be great. As a PSVR offering, Ghost Giant looks great, as does QuiVr, and Mnemosyne also could be a pretty compelling title as that comes to the PS4. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.